Hello Sagittarius, welcome in or welcome back to Go with the Flow Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the month of October. I am going to attempt to pull 3 cards. Spirits is going to give me how many they want to give me though. I'm attempting for 1 for the beginning, 1 for the middle, and 1 for the end, and there's 2 for the middle right there. And then I'm going to close out with three inner child oracles for the beginning, middle, and end of the month. So, interesting, in the beginning of the month, we do have the 9 of Swords, so you got yourself feeling like you're in a never-ending nightmare. The advice with this card is to take off your comfort blanket, get out of bed, and do something about it, Sagittarius, but I think that you're going to, because in the middle of the month, you have pulled the 2 of Cups alongside the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands tells me that you are dropping burdens, you are taking them back to your house, and once you drop them off, you are closing out a cycle and collecting a harvest. Now, you could be doing this with your higher self, or you could be doing this with a divine match. I will have to tap in further to find out. And in the end of the month, you've pulled the Hierophant. So receiving some kind of blessing, I would imagine between you and your partner. I'm just assuming for now without clarification, because the Hierophant, and this is Taurus's card by the way, is blessing these 2 people, and you do have that 2 of Cups there in the middle of the month. So I think maybe we have a bit of a match coming in, but let's clarify and find out. So, starting off with the 9 of Swords for the Sagittarius Collective in the beginning of October for their greatest good, highest timeline, highest purpose. Thank you. You pulled the 9 of Wands. Good God, Saggy, you got it going on rough in the beginning of the month, huh? It's a good thing we know that around the middle of the month, you're going to be closing out that cycle and collecting a harvest. So the Wounded Warrior does say that you're almost there. You're going from the 9 of Wands to the 10 of Wands, well, the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Wands to the 10 of Wands. So this is really, really great. This is progress, albeit a little bit painful, albeit a little bit burdensome. It is still really good progress. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Wands in the beginning of October for the Sagittarius Collective? Thank you. While you are processing this Wounded Warrior energy, I know I gave you a little bit of shit there and I said take off your comfort blankie and get out of bed and do something about it, but I was wrong. I eat my words on this channel all the time. The 4 of Swords is telling you to rest, relax, recover, and pray for a blessing. So I think that these cycles are just going to close out organically. Oh shit, look at this. On the split, we have the 9 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. So you have a wish fulfillment of a person coming in to help you close out these cycles, drop these burdens, and collect your harvest. This is actually really quite amazing, Sag. You're not going to have to go through a whole hell of a lot to close out this cycle. So just do a lot of rest, a lot of relax, and a lot of recovery. Meditate, pray for blessings in the beginning of the month, and know that in the middle, you're going to be closing out this cycle. Now, with that being said, let's move into the middle of the month. What else do you want to say about the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Wands for the Sagittarius Collective in the middle of October, Spirit? Thank you. Woo, yep. You got a Taurus or some blessings coming into your life, or both. This is at the end of the month as well. So this is definitely coming in for you, Sag. I would just keep your spirits up as best you can. I'm seeing strength in the Emperor on the split. So while you're while you're resting, relaxing, and recovering, be taming your infinite nature of consciousness and be ready for action. Be ready for it, Saggy, because it is coming in. Anything else you'd like to say on the 2 of Cups, 10 of Wands, Hierophant? Thank you. Maybe study your competition a bit, or this could say that you're going to receive a blessing with regards to something competitive in your life, or it could say that you are dropping those burdens and putting an end to some minor conflict. I will have to tap in a little further to find out. Specifically just that 5 of Wands, please. What else would you like to say about the 5 of Wands in the middle of October for the Sagittarius Collective? Thank you. Yeah, you're gonna be leaving it in the past, and you're gonna start being more future focused. So whatever you're looking at moving towards in the future, make sure you're asking a lot of questions. Be very inquisitive. Try to find out as much as you can. One of my favorite sayings is the only stupid question is the one you didn't ask. So learn as much as you can through this process, Sag, but this is looking pretty, I don't want to say easy. I mean, you do have 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, but because they are progressing in order like that, you're just slowly going to close out this cycle and be done with that. So let's move into this Hierophant. What would you like to say about the Hierophant for the Sag Collective at the end of October? For their greatest good, highest timeline, highest purpose, please clarify the Hierophant. You have pulled the Empress. So bring a lot of loving, nurturing, creative, motherly type energy into what is likely going to be a connection if you don't already have that connection. If you're closing out this cycle with an already existing partner, just make sure that you're very, very nurturing through this process. Male or female, bring a lot of feminine energy into this, a lot of soft, loving energy. The Empress is ruled by Venus, so lots and lots of love, my dear. And that is double major arcana, so it's going to be a notable end of the month for you. And, well, I would say middle as well, because the Hierophant showed up in the middle as well. Anything else you'd like to say about the Hierophant and the Empress at the end of October for the Sagittarius collective spirit? For their greatest good, highest timeline, highest purpose. Okay, so this fell onto the middle of the month. It is the card of heartbreak and sorrow, but it came out in reverse. So this is going to be the end of that heartbreak and sorrow for you, Sag. Once you drop those burdens, that pain is going to be bye-bye, gone. Love to see it. I thank you for that, Spirit, but I was trying to ask about the Empress and the Hierophant in the end of October, please. The Empress and the Hierophant. Any more clarity on the Empress and the Hierophant in the end of October? Take your time with this process, with this loving, nurturing process. After you've closed out your cycles, as I said, be very future focused and asking a lot of questions with that Page of Swords there. The Knight of Pentacles is looking and deciding where to plant his seeds next. He does not want to plant his seeds in a place that they're not going to grow. So do a lot of investigating, take your time, don't rush the process, and don't plant seeds somewhere where they're not going in unfertile ground. Any more on the Empress, the Hierophant, and the Knight of Pentacles for the Sagittarius collective? Thank you. Yeah, sweetheart, once you mend that broken heart, which you will because it came out in reverse, you're going to be learning the truth, trimming the fat, and finding a big fat victory in the process. Ace of Swords is the sword of truth, and that crown represents a victory. So, closing out some cycles here, Sag. This is looking really great for you. I'm going to grab King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I thought I saw the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, that was close. Okay, so now just for the entire month of October, generally speaking, taking all of this into consideration, is there any more advice from the tarot? Thank you for the Sagittarius collective. Watch the apathy and watch the jadedness. The Four of Cups says that you have had 3 offers previously. I mean, don't take this literally. It just means you've had past offers. And when a new one comes in, don't assume it's going to look exactly like the last ones did. I am seeing the Tower and the Knight of Cups on the split, so you could have some kind of secret admirer coming towards you, some kind of knight in shining armor. That might be a bit of a shock, but that didn't come out. It was just on the split, so I'm just taking note of it. Any more advice for the month of October for the Sagittarius collective? Just for the entire month now, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, I understand. The world coming out in reverse is telling you that you have not completed a cycle. You are not finished that cycle. So I'm going to say that this is speaking to this moment right here, right now, because of how the cards I have laid out for the beginning of October. They were laid out like this, and this flew behind them. So it's saying you haven't closed these cycles yet. You recognize that, but you are going to be. The cards don't lie, Saggy. So this is just Spirit letting me know that you're having a bit of a rough time in the beginning of the month, and probably a bit of a rough time right now, but it is going to be over soon, Sagittarius. Any more advice from the tarot? Thank you. So this fell between the middle and the end of the month. You are going to be taking a leap of faith in a brand new direction. Go and flip on Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. That is the song I have assigned to this card, and that is what you have to look forward to once you finish closing out these cycles. This looks amazing, Sag. Just take your time and be very nurturing and methodical. Sorry, let's do this all together. Take your time and be very nurturing and methodical with these 3 cards here, okay? But you're gonna see a victory, and the Hierophant is all about blessings, and it showed up double for you. So you're gonna be doing just fine, my darling. I know it's tough now, but the heartbreak and sorrow is over soon. And if you want some help healing that heartbreak, practice forgiveness. Know that people are always doing the best with the tools they have at the time. Don't take anything personally, and don't make assumptions. Those are 2 of the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. That is a fantastic book if you have not read it, The 4 Agreements. All right, let's close out with 3 inner child oracles now, please, Spirit. 1 for the beginning, 1 for the middle, and 1 for the end of the month for the Sagittarius collective for their greatest good, highest timeline, highest purpose. Thank you, thank you. I think this one actually wants to be first, so I'm going to go ahead and rearrange those. 1 more, please, for the Sagittarius collective to close out with. That is not 1 more, so I'm going to take a choice. The first 2 is choose yourself today, and you can do hard things. I'm going with say yes. Now is the time to be open and receive. Okay, so I'll show you the cards, and then I'll read the cards. Choose yourself today. Do not deny your importance. I think that's probably going to tie in pretty nicely with that 4 of Swords. You can do hard things. It is not as impossible as it may feel. I think this is going to be speaking to that 10 of Wands, my darling. You dropping your burdens and collecting your harvest. And for the end, say yes. Now is the time to be open and receive. So when that sword of truth comes in with the Hierophant, with some blessings and a victory, say yes to them. All right, what say the Amanda Lynn Aisling for the month of October for the Sagittarius collective? I'm a Sag moon, so I'm taking this all into consideration for myself as well. Choose yourself today. Our inner child has always been sensitive to a promise broken, a desire disregarded, or a hope lost. It is paramount that we show our inner child, by default to our present selves, that they are important to us through our actions. Acceptance exercise. Ask yourself what it looks like for your inner child to be important to you today, this week, this month, and this year. Write down your answers on a piece of paper. Some of these answers might be overwhelming or seem unattainable, and that's okay. Look at your answers and make a list of ways you can show yourself that you are important every day. Try to distill your weekly, monthly, and yearly answers to a 10 or 15-minute daily task. For example, if your yearly answer is to write a book, then a daily task could be to write 200 words each day. Once you have your list, write each task down on a small piece of paper, folding each one and placing it in a bowl or a similar container. Pick 1 item each day to do for yourself. Make sure to practice celebrating yourself after each task has been accomplished. I'm sorry, Sag, excuse me. Responsive journaling prompt. Are there aspects of yourself that you feel might not be worthy of praise or accomplishments that you feel are not good enough? If so, give yourself praise, no matter how insignificant your accomplishments may seem to you. When you give yourself praise, do it with the enthusiasm of a proud parent when presented with a masterpiece from a toddler. That's kind of a cute way to look at that. I really like the picture on this "you can do hard things." I really, really like this one. 41. There are many things in this life that we feel we cannot or should not have to do. It can be overwhelming to think about doing something that is hard, but in truth, many things we label as hard could be more appropriately labeled as simply time-consuming or long. Sometimes not wanting to do hard things can be reminiscent of mindsets we might have had in childhood, when we never wanted to clean our room or do our homework. If you have pulled this card, then you might need to reassess what has been labeled as too hard. Self-care exercise. Take the time today to think upon the beliefs that might be holding you back. Are you putting yourself in a box that you cannot or should not have to do? Sometimes choosing to push through the feelings of, I don't want to do this because I don't feel like it, can be quite beneficial. Note, always trust your intuition when choosing which hard activities to do, and do not attempt to do anything unsafe to yourself or others. Responsive journaling prompt. How do you feel after you have done a hard thing? Are you proud of yourself? Remember to highly praise yourself after doing this hard thing, because you deserve it. I think you really need to pat yourself on the back a little more, Sag, here. Give yourself some more props, because both of those cards essentially delivered the same message. Let's move into 30 now. Say yes. Oh, too far. Being truly open to life can be a bit unnerving. There are so many possibilities and unknowns that we could never analyze them all. While there is much wisdom in weighing the options before us, sometimes there will be aspects of the future that we can never truly know until we walk that road. That's the Fool, my dear. It is in these moments that we have to take a leap of faith and say yes. If you have pulled this card, now might be the time to open up and receive. Wonderment exercise. If we are not open to the many good things in life, they can pass us by. Practice saying yes to what you know will help you grow. There is abundance all around us. Sometimes we just need to make space for it to arrive. Responsive journaling prompt. How does it feel in your body when you say yes to something new? How does it feel not knowing the outcome when you say yes? If it is a negative feeling, what is something you might be able to do to feel more positive about the unknown? You gotta bring that Fool energy into it, my dear, and drop any kind of apathy or jadedness you might have. Don't reject that offer from Spirit. Say yes. I hope that was helpful. I thank you ever so much for being here, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.